Thank you for joining us to learn more about the EJTN exchanges. In the next few minutes, we will explain how EJTN exchanges foster mutual understanding across judicial systems in the EU. We will then guide you through the application process. EJTN exchanges offer participants the chance to gain hands-on experience in the judicial system of another country. These exchanges foster mutual trust, enhance cross-border collaboration, and deepen your understanding of a foreign judicial system. With more than 1,000 placements available in nearly every EU member state, exchanges come in various formats and languages. Whether you are interested in a group exchange with colleagues from across the EU, or a one-on-one experience with a local tutor, we have an option to suit your needs. The process begins with a call for applications, where you can choose from a list of available destinations. Your application is first evaluated at the national level by your national training institution. If selected, EJTN proceed to the allocation of the available places and applications received from all EU member states. There are 4 types of exchanges, each catering to different profiles and functions. Let me explain a bit further. The general exchanges are open to judges, prosecutors, and court staff. These exchanges last 5 working days and are designed to provide participants with a comprehensive view of the host country's judicial system. The programme may include a hearing in the hosting court, presentations, discussions, and institutional visits to courts, law enforcement agencies, and sometimes even civil society organisations. During a general exchange, the programme is created by the host institution to reflect the most relevant aspects of its judicial system. This ensures that you receive the most up-to-date and practical knowledge while fostering a sense of mutual trust and collaboration. Specialised exchanges last 5 working days and are designed for judges, prosecutors, and, since 2024, court staff, who wish to focus on specific areas of law. These exchanges provide targeted experiences in fields such as family law, organised crime, labour law, asylum refugee law, tax law, environmental law, mediation, digitalisation of justice, domestic violence, and 10 other specialisations. These exchanges offer a valuable opportunity to gain deep, specialised knowledge in your area of interest, while building professional connections and understanding of best practices in other member states. The Judicial Leaders Exchange is specifically tailored to court presidents, chief prosecutors, and, since 2024, court staff managers. These exchanges focus on leadership and court management, offering participants the chance to share best practices in court administration. The programme is designed to match participants with peers holding similar roles in their home institutions. The exchange is shorter than others, lasting between 3 and 5 working days to accommodate the busy schedules of judicial leaders. Trainer exchanges are designed specifically for trainers, focusing on enhancing training methods and sharing best practices across different institutions. Trainer exchanges are available to trainers of judges, prosecutors, and court staff. While some countries may not differentiate between these roles, we make sure to allocate participants in programs suited to their specific training focus, whether they work with judges, prosecutors, or court staff. Trainer exchanges have a clear focus on understanding and sharing about the judicial training system of the host country. You have a unique chance to observe and learn from the methodology and different successful training initiatives. The call for applications for exchanges opens every year early September until mid-October. For exchanges taking place in 2025, it was exceptionally postponed to the 1st of October 2024 and will be open until the 31st of October 2024. I will now demonstrate how to apply to an exchange on our application platform. The application forms to the exchanges are available on the Exchange Programme application webpage. The forms are visible when the application period is open. All forms are available in English and in French. We are now going to make a demonstration of the exchanges form, which is used to apply to a general exchange, a specialized exchange, a judicial leader exchange, or a trainer exchange. Let's click on Apply. The first interesting feature on this page is the list of hosting countries, number of available places, and working languages. To ease your application process, you can already have a look at the table with all the available places in this call for applications. The list is long, so we advise you to use the filters at the beginning of the column. For example, you can filter the places as a judge who speaks English and German. Back to our application form. We will first ask you for some information that will allow the system to show you the available places according to your profile. The nationality is of course requested. But linked to this, we also ask your national training institution, which is the institution in charge of your continuous training at the national level. In some countries, you don't have a choice. But here, for instance, in my position, I know that I must select the National School for the Judiciary. Finally, the function. Easy as a judge or a prosecutor. But if you intend to apply to a leader exchange in your quality of chief prosecutor, court president or court staff manager, you will have to select these functions. The same applies to trainer. If you are a court staff, you will also be requested to indicate whether you work in an administrative court, a court, or a prosecution office. Last, in this section, you will be proposed the different types of exchanges that suit your function. If you decide to go for a specialized exchange, you will need to mention your specialization here. Let's take the example of a general exchange. After selecting it, instructions will be displayed on the screen to remind you of important information for this type of exchange. For instance here, the selection will only be finalized by the end of January, so it is normal if you do not hear from us before this deadline. In addition to the instructions on the screen, we invite you to check whether you have other requirements at the national level to complete, such as a language level test. Finally, you will be able to select up to 3 different choices of exchanges, according to the previous parameters. Here, for instance, as a judge, I want to go to Czechia. I select the place and specify the different settings if a choice is given, for instance, the format or the language. Preferred period is useful, for instance, when different dates are mentioned in the call. This information can help with the final matching. I then decided to add a second choice, Poland. I click on it and select the parameters. If you want, you can select a third choice. If your application is selected by your national training institution, the allocation made by EJTN is based on all the choices you expressed here. You can maximize your chances of being allocated by agreeing to be allocated to any other country. In practice, if you are not allocated to one of your 3 choices, we will do our best to match your profile with a suitable place available in our 2025 offer. Let's save this part of the form and move on to the next page. Well, it seems that we made a mistake. This red box appears because we did not check the below disclaimer. This is a reminder that no matter the choices you make, changes might take place depending on the capacities of your host. In this second part of the form, you will need to complete your application. We will then ask you for some professional information. This has 2 functions: allowing your national training institution to assess your application and helping your host country to match you with the most suitable tutor. If you are a court staff, you will also be requested to complete additional questions about your functions that will help us improve the selection and matching processes. To indicate your linguistic skills, we refer to the European language levels, where A1 is the lowest level and C2 is the mother tongue. If you want to test your level of English, EJTN proposes a language test. Finally, we ask you whether you already participated in an exchange, and if you did, when was the last time? To allow as many people as possible to benefit from an exchange, priority will be given to a new applicant over someone who recently took part. Concretely, if you participated in a general or specialized exchange in the 3 previous years, you will have less priority. This duration is 1 year for leaders and trainers exchanges. You are not prevented from applying if you fall into these rules. The last question refers to your previous countries of exchange. We will take your responses into account if we need to use the option, I accept to be allocated in any other country. Last but not least, there is an additional document submission section. Additional documents, such as a language certificate, may be requested by your national training institution. Do not forget to check any additional requirements at the national level. Congratulations, your application has been received. If you don't receive a feedback email within 48 hours, please send us an email. It is the occasion to mention that our emails may fall into your spam box, so do not forget to check there.